Hi, am I on? Am I hello? Is anybody there? No one's here. No one's here, and that's okay because here I am. Surprise. Hello, surprise. I got to tell you, I like these. I personally like the surprises. I like the surprise pop-ins. As my friend Sue and I say, we like the surprise pop-up yard sales, and I feel like me just showing up here on YouTube at any time is like a surprise pop-up yard sale. You just don't know when it's going to happen, and it's good. Hello, Kurt. Kurt's popping in. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous that I'm even talking about this, but so of course, I need the TV on when I go to sleep. I need it on. And there is it sounds so weird, but a non-poo movement. Do you know what a non-poo movement is? Has nothing to do with pooping. Happy Sunday, by the way. Has nothing to do with pooping. It's about not shampooing your hair for like a month. I'm not doing that because I try to only shampoo my hair twice a week now, whereas I used to every day, I was washing my hair for years and years and years and years. Hi, Nancy. Hello, Peter. Wait a minute. Finding your way down in Baker Street. I will do more words. As the fall kicks in, I will definitely know more lyrics. I know the words. I'm just not singing them right now. I just want to make sure that I represent. Now, so moving on to the non-poo movement, I noticed that literally after day 3, it's rough. Like I have to shampoo my hair. So I was watching this girl on TikTok, and we all know how some people feel about TikTok. They don't like it. I like it. Best recipes on the planet. I don't care what anybody says. It's really good. And she literally didn't use shampoo for 1 month. She just used water. And her hair looked good. I couldn't do it. I could not do the non-poo movement. I kind of do it in my own special way because I don't shampoo my hair every single day. And ladies, I mean, guys, I guess your hair changes too. I'm not going to disregard the boys in the house. But ladies, you know what I'm saying? Like our hair changes. My hair has changed so much from between the age of 20 to today. My hair gets tangled more. It's got the frizzies, and that's because of all the gray in my hair. I know. And a lot of people now, a lot of ladies are going gray. They're like, I'm just not going to dye my hair anymore. I'm not doing that right now. Good for you for doing that. I think the ladies I see with gray hair, I'll be honest, they look beautiful. They really look beautiful. I personally am not ready to make that change. I'm not going down that road yet. Al has done it.
Done what?
You've gone gray. You've allowed your hair, but you have like 5 strands of hair left. So that and I'm not saying that in a negative way or tone. I'm saying that you've just embraced the fact that you're gray.
Well, I have no other choice.
It's right.
I'm not
It's
gonna.
true.
I'm
You really don't.
not gonna dye my hair red.
Oh my God, he did that once.
Yeah, I know.
Remember that? You frightened the crap out of me.
I had it done.
was
I had
so
it done in
scared.
Boston on Newbury Street, and I thought I'd be kind of cool, but I ended up like looking like Lucille Ball.
So I was working in Boston at the time, and then Al thought he was just doing something cute. And he picks me up. I get in the car. I'm like, who are you? His hair was beet red. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Why?
I thought it was cool.
What made you decide to do that, though? We never really talked about it. I think I was just in shock for 3 days.
It's fine.
And then I'm like, please don't do that again. But what made you decide to go red, though?
I don't know. I just wanted something different at the time.
That was different.
You know,
It was different. It was different.
And Kurt said he stopped drying his hair. I stopped drying my hair too because.
No, he's going to stop dyeing his hair
is that what he
gray.
said? Okay, fine.
He's going to stop dyeing his hair gray. And that's another thing.
Sorry, Kurt.
Hair drying, the blow dryer.
Yeah.
So, Al, you used to blow dry your hair all the time.
All the time. That was the cool thing to do.
Yep. And I've
Get the
stopped
flow.
doing that too.
Right.
I
But-
really have, unless like if I have to go out and I've had to, I've had a few days without shampooing my hair and I have to blow dry it. I don't do that often at all anymore. I've stopped doing that for sure. I've stopped doing, even in the winter.
Yeah, I mean that was a big thing to do back when we met and stuff like that in the 70s and 80s.
You just blew dry your hair. Like
my
we would
God.
have hair drying competitions.
Right.
Him and I.
My hair used to be nice and full and
It
fluffy
was.
and very wavy. Now
It
it's
was.
it's nothing.
It's
It's nothing.
Well, here's the thing.
What's the thing?
Good thing you have a nice shaped head because
Oh my God. Talking about nice shaped head, Scott is here.
hello, Scott.
He has a nice
And hi,
shaped head.
Tanya.
He has a nice shaped head.
Wait, speaking of the name Tanya.
Tanya.
All right. So the other night, now I don't sleep anymore.
I was talking about Scott.
We talked about this many times.
Nice shaped head.
There are nights that I can sleep. There are
Yeah.
nights that I cannot. So the other night I woke up at 1:30 a.m.,
Yeah.
turn the TV on, and he yells at me, and it's fine. It is what it is.
Oh my God.
What movie was on?
I don't know.
I, Tanya. Now, if you guys haven't seen the movie about, well, it's a movie. It's not really a documentary. It's a movie about Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. I've seen it already. I've already seen it a couple of times. You guys know I like to repeat watch movies,
Oh my God.
and that's one of them I
Painful.
repeat watched.
Painful. No wonder I was yelling at you.
And do you guys remember the whole Tanya Harding,
No, I don't.
Nancy Kerrigan? Oh, come on. It was all over the
Yes,
news.
of course I know. Yeah, but just like, who are you talking about that on a Sunday morning?
Because I watched
I
I,
wanna
Tanya
hear.
again this was the third time of
Okay,
me
whatever.
watching it. And
If I watch the movie, I want to go ice skating.
I got to say,
Then somebody hit me in the knees.
Tanya Harding,
Yeah.
she really put up with a lot.
Yeah, whatever.
She really did.
Yeah.
Now, again, the Nancy Kerrigan whole thing that happened,
Yeah,
very gray area.
gray. Like you just talking about, going gray.
You don't want to think she had anything to do with it.
No? What?
Just sending a letter, a scary letter,
Yeah.
but I just hope she didn't have anything. She says she didn't.
Whatever.
She said she had nothing.
Yeah.
She didn't know.
Yeah.
She didn't know her.
Can you believe it's almost September already? Can you believe that the summer
Wait a
just
minute,
gone
Nancy.
by?
Hold on. So Peter saw it. He said, "Great movie." Tanya said she hasn't seen it yet, but she wants to. It's on regular TV now, so go try and find it. I mean, very
And
very
Nancy,
good.
And Nancy says Nancy Kerrigan is my sister-in-law's cousin, so
I gotta
Okay.
say,
we should call her up and ask her these questions.
I feel so bad that Nancy Kerrigan. Let's talk about this for a second.
What?
That poor girl was made fun of. Think back.
No, she was a great athlete, a great.
She was a great athlete.
She did
but you know
well.
what?
What?
Why did people make fun of her for
Because they
screaming
were
for
jealous.
getting
Because the
hit?
people do things like this. They don't have anything good to say about anybody. All people want to do sometimes is just put people down, and
It's true.
it's ridiculous.
It's true.
And just like behave yourself. Shut up.
But
Shut up.
watching that movie really it brought me back again, again, third time watching it, but it brought me back again and thinking about how late night, you know who I'm talking, late night people and all that, making fun of how the poor girl got hurt. And it was in the media. And I don't even know how they got that on. I don't even know how they got that happening to her because this was in the 90s, right?
I don't know,
Or the late
80s.
80s or whatever. And first of all, I don't know how they got that footage. And second of all, how do you make fun of somebody being in pain? It really, when you think back and go, boy, our world is sick sometimes. Really. It's just sick.
Anyway, hope everybody's having a nice weekend here.
And Scott says, Nancy is from my beloved home state. Yes, Nancy is from Massachusetts.
I
I don't
think
even know if she
Andover.
still lives here. I
don't
really
know.
don't
She
even know.
probably moved.
I wouldn't blame her.
I wouldn't blame her. I don't
Wouldn't
know.
blame her.
I mean, maybe she's living in the same house as Scott, right?
Think you would know.
Maybe
Think you would know if she was there.
I think Scott and Nancy go skating every winter on the Boston Commons together.
You know what? I
Right?
wonder if she's ever skated there.
And looking for duck boats in the middle of the winter,
Well, that
I
doesn't
wonder if
freeze over, though.
does Scott ice skate? He probably does, right?
I used to ice skate all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, he did.
I was terrible at it, but I did it. I
Yeah.
tried.
Yeah.
Skating backwards, ice skating is way harder than skating backwards roller skating, I think. Well, because you have 4 wheels, 8 when you times 2 if you have 2 feet. Scott says you don't want me on skates. Well,
Why?
so you never went skating, Scott?
All right. So
Al, did you go skating?
I went skating a lot.
Oh, that's right. That's how you lost your teeth.
That's how I lost my teeth.
Al lost his teeth in the cranberry bogs.
You still can't find them.
Like, really, think
Oh
about
my
that
God.
for 1 second.
Well, yeah,
How did you lose your teeth? Well, I was in the cranberry
no, I was
bogs.
playing. I've told the story many times, and I repeat myself. I was playing defense a lot, and you didn't wear mouth guards or any head protection during that time when and it just I got a lot of slap shots in my mouth. But I defended what I was supposed to do, and I didn't have anybody from the other team get a goal, but I had my teeth knocked out. That's fine.
And Scott
I used to get
says
yelled at from my mother all the time.
Scott was 12 when he skated.
Well, that was last year. Is he a teenager yet?
Yard sales are definitely terrible right now. So Sue and I went to a few yesterday, and there were barely any. I'm
Barely.
just going to
Barely.
say that out loud.
Well, we went to one this morning.
All right. So we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it. So
We're
anyway,
going to talk about
we had a
Wait, I have to finish about yesterday. I have to talk about my favorite find of the day.
Okay.
I didn't even bring it with me. Sorry. So I found the last yard sale we went to, and Sue's like, "Oh, this popped up. I wrote this down." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, we'll go." So we pull up, and it's kind of like, that these people have them all the time. They're older and, they live in a house and everything. Yeah, of course they live in a house. And you could just tell like the signs are pre-made and they have these yard sales all the time. But we went, and they had a lot of little tchotchkes, a lot of vintage tchotchkes, like old dolls, little toys, things like that, right? So I always look at baseball cards because you never know. Like, clearly the ones from the 80s and 90s pretty much suck. You want the ones, even 70s, not no bueno, but you want the ones from like the 1910 era.
There's no baseball cards made in
1920.
No, they
You
weren't.
saw.
Oh my God!
Baseball's been around for a wicked long time.
Wicked long time.
So
Wicked
you
long.
really want
Wicked.
the baseball cards that were put into cigarette packs. Those are the
1910.
ones that girlfriend, you could pay off a house. Probably. That's how expensive that. No, seriously, I'm not kidding.
Pay off a tent.
No, nowadays, yeah. So
yeah, so
I came across this box of cards. I really should have brought them with me. If I remember next week when I'm on, I'll show you guys. Never. Now, I've been yard sailing since the kids were little. So what? 30 years. I've been yard sailing on my own. I used to go with my parents all the time, but on my own, about 30 years I've been yard sailing. I have never, ever seen musicians trading cards. And I know you're going to say, What, girl?
What? What? You say? What?
What do you mean you
what do
haven't
you mean,
seen
musician trading cards?
Exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
So they're called music cards.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. The first one I pulled out of the box, like he had some in plastic covers and sheet protectors, they're called. So I saw those. They were like, some were 2 cents, some were 5 cents. I know, who charges 2 cents for anything anymore? Well, this guy did. So I definitely got those. There's Jimi Hendrix. There's Bob Marley, whole bunch of cards like that. But in the box, those cards are in mint condition. The first one I pull out is an Eddie Money card.
What? Yeah,
I know. I've never, ever seen this. And first of all, to find anything Eddie Money, you can't. Like, there's barely, you never see anything Eddie Money at yard sales. Like we did get those tapes. We got this one, which I think, Al, this was a couple of years ago. What are you doing? Are you scratching your face?
Yeah, I didn't shave today.
Stop that. Stop it.
Hey, listen.
It's gross.
I'll take you home tonight.
There's this one.
2 tickets to paradise.
Was there anything? I know we got 2.
Don't knock those over. You gotta knock the whole thing.
Stop yelling at me.
Oh my God, she's gonna knock things over.
Oh, I think the other Eddie tape is on the other side.
That's good.
So again, you never ever see anything Eddie Money. Oh. And then I'm going through the cards. Paula Abdul, Cher. I couldn't believe
we all
Prince.
sleep along.
These cards, and they're all in perfect condition. Never seen these things in my life. I paid $10 for the box and the sheet protector ones, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they are good. It was a good find.
Good find.
Kurt says he did not shave today either, and Scott says he has a few of those cigarette cards. He collects baseball cards. So Scott, please tell us in the chat. The cigarette cards are worth some money, right? Yes. Yes, before he even
He
answers.
probably still has the cigarettes
He
too.
just says it. He said he has a few of those cigarette cards. Those are very hard to find. Like, we're talking, you never see old baseball
But
cards at a
me
yard
growing up as a
sale.
kid, we used to play baseball cards in the hallway. We used to.
I was just
You
gonna
know,
say you used to play
no, I didn't.
postal service.
No, I didn't.
I'm the mailman. You're
No,
the
what are you
lady at
talking
the
about?
front door getting the
I'm
package.
no, I'm
Like, did you
talking
do that?
about baseball cards. I'm not talking dirty
Weirdo.
stuff here on a Sunday morning where everybody's just getting out of
It's
church
afternoon now.
And it's 12:01 on the East Coast right now.
Sunday
This is a
afternoon.
family
No,
radio
it's not.
program or whatever
Nope.
the hell you want to call
Not
it.
at all.
We're talking about baseball cards. We're not talking about postal inspections or special delivery or liquor stamps or
Ding
anything like that.
dong.
What do you mean ding dong? What do you mean ding dong? What the hell are you talking about now?
Ding dong. Ding dong,
Oh, God.
Mrs. What was her name? Mrs. Kravitz.
What the hell
On
are you
Bewitched.
talking?
Mrs. Kravitz.
I don't know. Is
Ding
that
dong,
Lenny
mailman's
Kravitz's mother?
here.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So Scott
Oh,
says
God.
condition is very important. We're talking baseball cards, but in rough condition, they can be worth a few $100. Hi, Kathy. Absolutely. Those cigarette cards are hard to come by. But anyway, Al, you were playing Postman.
Oh, I wasn't playing. I was playing baseball cards before you interrupted me.
How do you play baseball
Oh
cards?
my
How do you
God!
do that?
What you do is you get in the hallway and you fling them to the end of the hallway to the wall, okay? And then you try the one who gets closest to the wall gets a point. But if you get anything standing up on the wall, you get 3 points. And then the other person, if you get one sitting up on the wall, the object of the other person is to try to get your opponent's card down so they get the 3 points. And that's how you play baseball cards.
You know what? Scott says that's how you used to destroy them, and Kurt says that Mrs. Kravitz actually lives across the street from him, which he's so lucky. And Kathy says she's been watching Bewitched from the beginning. Now,
Mrs. Kravitz lives across the street from Kurt. Well, you know what? I got Mrs. Kravitz something nice for Christmas this year. It's called a new leaf blower. And not only that, they get a leaf blower, I got a leaf blower with a light on it. So she
That
can
is
see,
weird.
so she can see what she's blowing.
Go follow Kurt for all that information. That's
No,
just
I think-
crazy.
because this woman
It's crazy stuff.
likes to blow at night. And that's great.
A lot of people like to blow at night.
That's great.
You know what I mean? It's
And
just it's a personal
and
choice.
Kurt should be very
really.
privileged and honored to have this Mrs. Kravitz living next door to him, right?
So what I used to
No,
do with
sorry,
baseball cards
it's the
and
wrong
any
person.
cards I used to get, I
Yeah.
would put clothespins on them and put them in between my bicycle spokes.
Right. They make
And you know what? I probably ruined a lot of
lot.
money's worth of cards.
Maybe that's what you should do with your bicycle now is put
Nope.
baseball
We got to
cards.
go for a bike ride today. I think that's what we need to do.
God, I'm beat.
Listen, I got to
Oh.
tell you guys, fall is in the air here in Rhode Island.
Lovely
It-
just to be there.
Please hit the like button for me. I would completely appreciate
So
that.
you want
Thank
to talk
you
about
so
what
much.
you did yesterday? Or no?
All right, hold on.
Oh,
So
jeez.
fall is in the air. So we go yard sailing yesterday. I had to wear my
feel
little
like I
denim
wanna
jacket, and
burp.
then I had to take it off because it
Can
was
I
hot.
burp?
Yard sales were terrible, except for the
Well, I
fact that
wanna
I got
burp.
those cards, those
ever feel
music
like you wanna
cards. That
burp?
was my find of the day.
I can't burp.
My favorite fun
rude.
find. Now today we went to a yard sale.
Yeah, it was fun.
Al and I decided to take a little ride this morning. So
Oh,
I'm
go,
like,
yeah,
okay.
just stop. So you said, I'm just getting up, right? I gotta go. Yeah, so okay. Oh, okay. Are you ready yet? I'm not even out of bed yet. Okay, come on. What are you waiting for? Like, God, she's so impatient. Like, oh my God, I'll be in the car. She got the car running for like 10 minutes.
I did.
It's not that cold. I don't know what the hell she's doing. And then on top of it, she's driving. Okay, which is fine. But she drives like a crazy woman
It's
early.
another
Like,
story.
hey, she drives. It's like, oh, it's just.
You're
Hey, then
ridiculous.
she pulls over. She says, "Oh, look at the deer." She's waving to the deer.
No, I was
Pulls over.
talking to them.
You roll your window down and you talk to the deer on the road. Like, what the hell are you talking to the deer about?
Doesn't everybody do that?
No, you were doing that because I don't. But
What are you complaining about?
I'm not
At
complaining
least
about
I'm
it.
nice to the deer.
You were nice to the deer, but we got to the yard sale and tell them about the yard sale today, Kiki.
So we were the first ones there. That's the goal.
right,
That's the goal. You want to be the first people there.
and the people very nice and says
They're very
we're not
nice.
open yet, but. You being who you are, you went back to the car,
I'm
went
so
back, you
stupid.
came back to the car, went back again, and then all of a sudden you weaseled yourself in there. And it was fine because the people were very sweet.
They were very nice.
Very nice people. Very
But the only thing is, I got inside of their barn and they had all the good stuff in there, and they didn't want to sell it.
No,
I'm
of
like,
course
oh my
not.
gosh, please, Jesus. was
No,
let me
it's good.
buy that. And they, no.
But then I finally get out of the car. Then I end up helping them bring the stuff out, which
He
is
did.
fine.
He helped him
And
bring
I'm
all the stuff
working
out.
all the stuff out. And they kept saying, "Thank you so much." Thank you figure they say, "Well, can we give you anything for it? Here, take it for free." No, no,
We
not
didn't
the free.
expect that,
No. Oh, well, I did. I'd say, "Here, take my toothbrush. Or take this or whatever." And they, by the way, they had a blower there too. I should have got it for
They had
Kurt,
two.
like two blowers, so Kurt could give it to both of his neighbors, and give a blower for Christmas. But the people were very, very nice. Weren't they sweet?
They were very, very nice. Now, here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing that happened.
Here's the crazy thing.
So
now, listen up, gang.
here's a story.
This is iconic. This is all this morning. This is a few hours ago.
Now, don't take anything the wrong way.
No,
please don't.
Don't.
But there was a nice man there.
Nice man.
Nice man.
Nice man.
Old man.
Old
I don't think he would be sad if I called him old.
No, he's
85.
85 years old.
His name is Mike.
And he was making fun of me. Doesn't even know me.
He was making fun of both of us. And all right. So I said, I started the conversation. Like, we're, of course, just doing yard sale, chit chat.
Right.
And he had a necklace on with teeth on it, like animal teeth.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So I said, nice necklace.
Yeah.
What kind of animal teeth are those? He goes, oh, no, those are my ex-wife's teeth. So there you go. You're talking to somebody who's got a sense of humor, at least.
Right.
Maybe. So then he's going, you have really nice teeth. And I'm like, I don't have any teeth. I have no teeth at all. So then he starts laughing.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm like, I'm a little nervous. So he goes,
this is a stranger.
Strange guy. Nice guy.
Nice man.
Really, really nice.
Really sweet. Really sweetheart.
So he goes, you know what? We start talking. He goes, nobody has any feelings anymore. And he's getting all into, he goes, I don't even have a cell phone. And I don't watch the news. And I don't do anything. I'm self-sufficient. I pretty much live off the grid. So
yeah, that's right.
He goes, I want to show you guys my house. Now,
no, before that, you had a nice conversation with him, a very nice conversation, and he shared some personal stuff.
He did,
which was really. Here's an 85-year-old man. We don't know him
driving a truck.
We don't even know him from. He shows up.
Don't know him.
He shows up to the yard sale. People run to the yard sale. You didn't bring me coffee. Well, why did I bring you coffee for?
But people were talking to, so they know him.
They know him. He's a regular around town or whatever.
Yeah.
But we've never met him before. So then he says then we get in a car, and Kiki says, yeah, Kiki and myself have been invited to this guy's house. No, we don't know this guy from Adam, right? I'm going, what the hell do I want to go? Now, this guy the whole time is making fun of me the whole time. Doesn't even know me from Adam. Doesn't even know me. But you know what? He loves me. But now we're going to the stranger's house. Now, this is weird. Now,
all right. So we followed him. He goes, I'm a mile down the road. I said, well, I got to do things. He goes, I don't want you to stay overnight. I just want to show you my house. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Right.
Right. So I feel like an idiot, but
right.
We go to his house and we drive down the dirt road. And now I'm starting to feel a little uneasy. Like, there's an old truck out front and
very old, rusty, but it was cool.
But it has American flags on it. And I'm like, okay, all right.
American flags everywhere.
So we drive in, we park the car, and he has this barn. No, like, listen, this is a stranger's house. Like, now I'm starting to feel a little uneasy, just a little bit. I can't believe this happened today, to be quite honest, but it did.
But I felt safe.
He's a nice man. Hold on.
But I could defend myself if I had to.
He goes, do you like garlic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love garlic. I eat it all the time.
Kiki, what did you just say? If you like what?
Do you like garlic?
Garlic, right.
So then I'm thinking he's a vampire.
Right.
Maybe he's like, well, if she likes garlic, I'm a vampire and it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, well, I got some fresh garlic for you. So he hands us like this bunch of fresh garlic.
Right.
How nice is that, right?
Well,
so I'm excited.
And he's making fun of me and everything. I feel like I'm holding a bouquet of flowers. And he's just such a nice guy. I mean, I don't suggest anybody to go to some stranger's house. Well, but the thing
Nancy, you're exactly right.
Right.
You're exactly right.
But I felt kind of safe. I was on my guard.
I'm just saying.
I was on my guard.
I love you, Mike. He's never going to see this video because he has no television.
No, but the thing is, I'm sitting and kicking the car and says, why are we going to this guy's house?
Wait.
Go ahead.
Wait, it gets better.
Gets better.
So he goes, okay, I'm not going to go into the second thing that he showed Al because that's controversial. Right. So he goes, okay, I'm going to show you. It is because some people like it, some people don't. So he goes, I'm going to show you my house now. We walk down this overgrown path.
Pretty cool, man.
And he goes, I carved all these stones to make this pathway.
What the first thing, he has 2 granite pillars to the walkway to his house. And I says, how'd you get those? And he looked at me and he said, what do you mean, how'd I get those? He said, I put them there with my tractor.
Yeah.
I mean, and this guy, and the first thing I asked him when I got out of the car, he says, you're selling your firewood? No, that's firewood's for me.
And we had already had a conversation about how he loves to burn the firewood in the winter,
Right.
and that's how he heats his house.
Right.
So that's telling you something.
So continue.
There is no heat.
No
this
heat.
is how he heats his house.
So he walked down the path to his
He goes,
house.
I built this entire house myself.
Himself.
All by himself.
Himself.
Took him about a year and a half, he said.
Himself.
I mean, the house isn't going anywhere. The house is not going to blow down. The house is solid house. So we go into the house.
Oh my God.
And I'm literally going, what are we doing right now? Like, he could literally kill us and eat us for breakfast. Like, what are we doing? We go in the house. All right. There are lots of things hanging on the walls. You know what I'm saying. I don't have to even say it.
Antlers and stuff like that. Yeah.
Animals.
Yeah,
Animals.
Whatever.
So I'm like, this is really cool. And then I look down.
He's into fishing. He's
wicked into fishing.
We'll tell you about the fishing in a little bit.
And other things.
Wicked into fishing. Wicked.
Now, there's wide plank flooring. And I said, those aren't store-bought nails. Did you make those nails yourself? Every single one of them. He made all of the nails himself.
He made all the nails himself.
And he goes, I can't believe you noticed that. Well, look at the handle on my door.
Yeah.
He says, I do blacksmithing as well.
Right.
He says, I've made lots of latches and hinges for people in town over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is like, he knows how to do everything. So
Incredible.
Scott says, Rhode Island Chainsaw Massacre. I'm telling you, man.
He said,
I'm going, oh my gosh, like he could literally do a poker in our backs right now, and we wouldn't even know what happened.
The wood stoves that he has in his house are incredible. And then he says to Kiki, look up, and there are pots and pans everywhere.
No, they're not just pots and pans.
What are they? Cast iron?
Cast iron pots and pans. Not crappy pots and pans.
Beautiful.
Really old.
Right.
Nice. I mean, he seasoned them. Really nice.
Really nice.
Then he goes, okay, look at the view I have out my kitchen window. It was unbelievable.
Kiki?
Unbelievable.
He looked at me, I looked at him, and was like, wow, dude.
He just looks out at his pond.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a pond that we have, weedy. He said there's stumps in there, and he says he used to swim in there all the time in his younger years.
Right.
He said, but it was kind of a pain because, I would step on the logs and the branches. And I'm going, I cannot believe we're in a stranger's house right now. There could be someone behind us that could take us to the basement. And I kept saying to Al, no one would know.
No, the thing is that you always get in and say, again, there's no, I don't suggest that anybody do this.
Yeah, don't ever do that. Don't follow what we do.
But Kiki just, she reaches out to people, and next thing we know, we're going to a stranger's house. But it's fine.
Here's the thing, right?
First of all, let me just say this. The guy is 85 years old.
No, he was not a Revolutionary War vet, Kurt.
85 years old. Okay.
And Kathy,
he lives off the land. He
lives off the land.
He's had a very adventurous life. He's been a fisherman, a coal hogger.
Yeah.
He's taught. He's been in animal control. He's done all kinds of great things. But he lost the love of his life about
7 years ago.
7 years ago.
And he cried every time he met. Well, he teared up. I shouldn't say cried. He teared up every time he says, you know what? She was everything to me. I lost my heart when she died. So
and how'd she die?
Terrible.
You want me to tell you?
She had pneumonia.
Yeah, she had pneumonia.
Went to the hospital.
2
days later, she passed away. She was only 57.
Yeah.
And he said, literally, there was nothing wrong with her. She was misdiagnosed and treated incorrectly.
Did you hear that? That's terrible. And this guy shows pictures of his girlfriend. They used to do the fishing. They used to do. They did everything together.
Everything.
And he lost his beautiful love of his life to a misdiagnosis in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, as I said before, just make sure if you're getting medical care for anything, make sure you're going to a good doctor. High guarantee. Make sure, okay? Because you don't. This guy teared up every time he talked about her, every time this is a stranger we met this morning.
Nancy, very nice man.
Very nice
I
man.
think,
Very nice man.
you know,
And a
again,
great guy. And
we're super trustworthy. I mean, we look at people good first, and then if something, goes awry, then it's like, okay, there's an ulterior motive or
right.
something's not right. But we see the good first. First and foremost, it's all good. And he is a good person. I'm not used to that. Like, I'm not used to, we're also, Al and I are old school. We do, I mean, we
Like
have a
what?
stove and everything, like we have electricity, but we like the old school way of talking to people and conducting our lives.
Yeah, get off your phones, get off the internet, which you're on right now. No, I'm just
Yeah, I
saying,
know, right? Like, we're on YouTube right now.
But this guy, he doesn't watch TV.
No TV in his house. He goes, I don't own one TV.
His house is a house that
He built by
he
himself.
built by himself.
Mhm.
He's living a good life. And then, as we're leaving and he's kicking us out, I said, what's that in the back of your truck? He has a whole big bushel box of apples.
Mhm.
He makes apple pies like every day or
Yep,
something.
he goes, I'm gonna make an apple pie today.
Yeah, and then he's telling his secret ingredients to Kiki.
Yeah.
Now he's never met Kiki in his life before. And he's telling how he makes it with ginger and this and that
Yeah.
and everything else, and the uses sugar, not brown sugar. I mean, and just
But he liked that I use brown sugar. He said,
right.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's great.
So I have to say, yes, I felt uneasy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Right.
sit here. I don't
But
sugarcoat anything.
But you would never go there by yourself.
I would never go there by myself.
But
I think that trying to
Mm.
see the good in people is important. I think that, we made his day, and he said that to us.
Well,
he said, he said, I can tell you're good people. Like, I know this is, it's weird. Like, we're sitting here,
Right.
we're not talking great about ourselves. We're not doing that because
I'm not that
we're
good
just
at people.
we're
I'm
not
a
doing
pain in the
that.
ass most
But
of the
it
time.
was nice to, I guess, connect with a stranger, because I always tell you guys, you should just say hi to people, and I do that.
But
I literally do that all the
guy's all
time.
by himself. But again, you don't
All alone.
all alone.
Like, he's all alone.
But he's living life to its fullest.
And
He-
Al
he-
asked him the question. Sorry to interrupt you,
Go
but
ahead.
Al goes, you know what? Are you happy? Can you like stand here and say, you know what? I've had a great life. He goes, you know what? I've had the best life that anyone could ever imagine.
Right.
And I am happy to this day to say that I've done what I did.
You sure did.
You know what? From an 85-year-old man who's basically living off the grid,
Yeah.
really, you got to take that to heart. And he said, you know what? I don't have a cell phone. I get out and I talk to people. He said, I don't get involved in anything on
No.
like news wise, TV wise,
No.
nothing. He said, I just get in my truck, I drive around and
Yeah.
I talk to people. And we knew that because other guys that have gone to the flea market or whatever, they knew him. They're like, hey, how you doing? And he has a relationship with all of these people. So I think that is just a great life lesson to all of us. Like, him and I were having a conversation about cell phones. Listen, we all have them, we all use them, we all are the victim of sometimes being too involved in our cell phones. And he goes, you know what? He goes, I know that you're using your phone for your business. Now, he doesn't know what I do. I didn't tell him I sell stuff on eBay. No clue. But he goes, I know you're doing that because you're trying to make money. Again, intuitive 85-year-old man. He goes, but when there are people literally just walking their dog and looking at their phone and not paying attention to what's around them, that is so bothersome to me. And he said, that's what our society has come to. And I'm like, you know what? I see that all the time. I see that all the time.
But
Like,
he's a very smart individual too, because he's been around the world. He's been to Africa. He's been all around the world, just doing fishing and doing this and everything else.
yeah.
And he's also a very good cook. He
That's what he
explained
said, yeah.
a group of cooks are like doctors and lawyers and everything else. And I'm a regular guy, but he loves to cook. He's enjoying his life the best he knows how. And I can tell that the 85-year-old guy is happy than a pig in poop, and
Yeah.
he just loves it. And we're outside his house, and he goes, "Oh, there's a goat." He says, "No, that's a lamb next
No, a
door."
ram.
Was it a
A
ram?
ram.
Oh, I thought he said a lamb.
No, not a lamb.
Okay, maybe it's a ram.
Literally, he goes, "Yeah, there's a ram." That, like, who has a ram?
I
Who
don't
has
know.
that?
I know, but it just so old school, and just his man cave and his barn, and he just loves what he does. He's
Yeah.
enjoying, and and I says, like to call you back someday, and come visit you. He says, as long as you don't call me after 6 o'clock, as I go to bed after that. It was fine.
He did. And his phone literally rang in his garage. And Kurt says, all kidding aside, you two have never met a stranger. And you know what, Kurt? I think we like to live our lives that way, is that everyone's a friend until they cross a line. Really,
And they
really. Like,
they don't
can
want
I
to cross
just
the line with
can
me.
I just say something? So today on Facebook, I sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and I am.
Okay.
And I've been communicating with this guy about one particular item I have for sale.
Right.
And he goes, this has been going on for like 3 days. And he goes, haha, like, I guess it doesn't work, or, just tell me before I have to fight you. First of all, who talks like that? Second of all, I blocked him and I reported him because I'm just trying to sell stuff to make a couple of bucks, literally. Don't talk to people that way. And I've been having a conversation with him, but he went ham on me for some weird reason. You know what? You do have to have your guard up sometimes, most of the time, and just be careful. That's all. That's all.
Just be careful, but there are people out there in the world that need other people, and
most people are good. Most people
maybe
are good.
maybe the guy is crazy. Who the hell knows? But you know what? We had a good time with him this morning. We made his day. He said to Kiki and myself at least 3 times. He says, "I want to invite you back," unless I felt good about it. And
Yeah.
he says, "I really appreciate it," and it meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
It meant a lot to him. It meant a lot to this guy. And we're so glad that we hitched out to him. And he's a crazy knucklehead, and he'll say the same about me. But we hit it off like I says, "What are we, 2 brothers?" I mean,
I know. It was weird.
It was weird because he just boomed right at me. Boom, right at me. Fun. Boom.
He just kept making fun of Al. I don't understand why that happens.
Just
but
one right after another. And we got a great relationship going.
Mhm.
And I'll go visit the guy again.
Yep. And not alone. And like Scott says, Al approached me first. Now look.
Well, listen. I was that's another story. But
That
anyway,
is true, though.
All
right, so let's talk about the grand opening before I do the news and stuff. So we did the Flat River General Store grand opening yesterday. I got to tell you, so there was this gentleman who showed up. His name is Chris. I talked to him on the radio, and he knows Donna. She owns the store and the tavern with her husband Keith. And he said they've known each other for years and years, but then they lost communication. And he found her on Facebook, and he came yesterday because of Facebook. And he's seen our radio station on there and stuff like that because they share it, which is so nice. And he said it's just so cool to see someone I know try to, well, no, not try, they do give back to the community like Donna and Keith do. And I have to say, they are taking this business and doing what no one has done with it before locally. And that's why I feel so connected to it. Like, Donna was making homemade jams and jellies to sell. She made homemade granola. And when I tell you, she's like giving it away. Big bag for $2. And the granola was
$2?
so
Oh my God.
good. I'm going to get some today. Because I ate all mine yesterday. And then the jams and jellies, and I will try those. And locally made honey, again, supporting the community, which is so awesome. And they had a clam boil, and I ate like I hadn't eaten in 3 days, but of course we know that I have. And it was so good. And just the people, Mary Halsey, very famous person who's been on the Ellen show. She lives in Rhode Island, and she's always trying to help Donna and Keith out, and she's always around just talking to people. And again, she's another person who's great. She just talks to people. She just goes up to people and starts talking to them, and she's really awesome.
She's
we
funny as hell.
love Mary.
She's funny, Laura.
And just a sense of yesterday seeing people in the community get together and just hang out.
It was great, because the whole presentation was beautiful.
Yep.
I went there yesterday morning, set up for the broadcast, which started like around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. We did a live broadcast there, And so many people were listening to the station on the way to the broadcast and afterwards.
Yeah.
But Kiki got a chance to talk to some great people, as she said, Chris, the story about him.
And Laura, we got to say hi to Laura
L-
and her husband and her 2 puppies.
Right, and her husband's name is Neil. They were winners recently of the Grand Funk Railroad tickets. We didn't see them at the concert, unfortunately, but they came by to see us there yesterday.
Yep.
And
And
nice,
Michelle and Keith.
nice people. Corrine and Phil St.
Yep.
Jean were there from Project Hand Up, Be the Change. And they came by and they had a great presentation out back. And what they've done out in back of the Flat River General Store, they cleared it all back. It's like a beautiful field connected to the Trestle Trail, which is the bike path of the 4.5 mile marker. You can come right out the bike path there and get a drink or whatever you want. And they had tables set up and everything else. And they did the whole food presentation back there. And it was absolutely fabulous.
Awesome.
And then, of course, I don't know how I get myself into these things, but I'm going around with the wireless microphone. I'm talking to people because that's what I do. And then I go to this woman. I forget what her name was, but she's an old lady. And I says, "You want to be on the radio?" She says, "No." Okay, whatever.
And I heard this happening on the radio as I was driving there.
So and I said, "Okay." I said, "You don't want to be on the radio, whatever." So I talked to her granddaughter, who was very nice to talk to before. Her name was Michelle, and I met her mother. And all of a sudden, the grandmother says, that's my daughter and that's my granddaughter." So I took the microphone and I went right to her and I says, "So it's all your fault." "That's right, it's all my fault." So she had no problem talking to that at that. She didn't want to talk to her, but she talked. And I'm trying to be nice. I was nice, but she hit me. I called it a love tap.
She hit him.
She hit me.
She whacked him.
She whacked me. Now, I don't know this lady from Adam, but it was all good. But we had a great time yesterday at the Flat River General Store, and they did a great job with the presentation, ice cream, and all kinds of stuff. And the nice thing about it is that we partner with them all during the month of September. There are 5 Fridays in September. You can go there for free coffee Friday. Any Friday during September, courtesy of Kiki.fm and the Flat River General Store. So you get a cup of coffee for free, and you can get a muffin or whatever the heck you want to do.
Well, the muffin's not free.
The muffin's not free.
My muffin top is not free.
So
I have that.
We're very glad to connect with them, and it's really nice people. So Keith and Donna do a great job, as well as Jim over there. Jim is a sweetheart. He goes there every morning. He makes all kinds of muffins. He makes all kinds of breakfast sandwiches. All landscapers go there and everything else before they go off and do their duties and chores for the day and their work or whatever. So he's a great guy too, isn't he?
Yep. And my buddies Michelle and Keith came by and they ate and sat there for a while. And then Michelle got ice cream and she took my suggestion of the maple walnut, and hopefully she liked it, because the maple walnut ice cream is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've become addicted to it. No, really, I will say to you that I have a problem.
But they had a great turnout there yesterday, and we thank everybody for the support, and thank you for all your support of Kiki.fm.
Absolutely.
And we really, really appreciate it. And as Kiki would always say, download the app. If you haven't, please do so, because people are liking it, and we aim to please.
Yeah, we aim it.
We can't please
Good
everybody,
aim.
but you know what? We're having a hell of a good time.
That's right. And Kathy won second place for her honey lemon jelly for the State Fair of Texas. That's a big deal.
That's really good. I mean,
it's a big deal.
I mean, talking about jelly, you're just saying, Kiki. Donna got in some honey in from a local farm.
Right.
Got a maple syrup in just 2 days ago from a local farm.
Yeah.
She got another shipment of ice cream in yesterday from the great people up at Guilford's up in Maine yesterday. So they're taking off, and we want to see them continue. And they're doing it the old school way, which I absolutely love.
Old school.
Old school, man.
We are as old school as we can be without being really old. Like, if that makes any sense at all.
Oh my God.
Like, I go old school as much as I can.
Right. Well, that's what we do.
I don't know.
And so,
Tanya says Gifford's such great ice cream.
It is.
I have never had it until, I've been getting it at the general store, and I'm like, this is really good ice cream.
Isn't it good, Tanya? Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's delightful. I have the raspberry sorbet every time I go over there, and it's absolutely delightful. And you have the maple walnut?
Maple walnut, man.
Oh my God. It's great.
And those walnuts are just nutty.
Yeah.
They're really, and I want to go to Maine. So before I go here, on TikTok, I know I keep talking, I'm so sorry, but I really like it. I
Oh, you
just
got a
saw
problem. You're gonna
this
have a problem.
amazing
A problem.
video popped up, this hotel in Maine, and I could not. I gotta go. I gotta go there
Why?
because it looks really nice. Just go for like one night. It's probably $5,000, but I don't know. I haven't
What
looked
do you
into
want
it
to go to Maine for? You
because it
get,
looks so pretty. It's on the ocean, and they
oh
have a
my
pool,
God.
and they have a
They
little.
have a what?
They have a pool. I know we have a pool. We
You know
gotta
how
go.
cold the pools up in Maine during the summer?
I
Maybe
don't
they have
know.
one week during July. It might get warm, so you can swim in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Tanya says my mom lived up in Maine. We would always go to Giffords. Really? And
Really?
Scott says they sell Giffords in Market Basket. Not mine.
No.
Not mine. They don't.
Yeah.
So in yours they do. That's nice.
Well, maybe go visit Scott
No
and get some ice cream
way.
from Scott's Market Basket
From
up
Squat.
there. Squat.
Well, Michelle had to buy me peaches from her Market Basket. This is all right. One more thing. Sorry. So I have been having trouble, and I told you guys this, getting the big cans of peaches. They only have the little ones, but if you buy the little ones, because for a peach cobbler, I would need 8 cans. And that would cost me double the amount of getting 2 big cans. So Michelle's like, she texted me the other day. She's so nice. She's so nice to me. I don't know why, but she's so nice to me because she's a nice person. That's why. So she goes, listen, they have peaches. Do you want me to get you the peaches? I'm like, yes, please. Just get me 2 cans. So she surprised me and got me 4 cans. So now I can make 2 peach cobblers. And guess what?
What?
So I'm going to be able to make one for CJ, and we will hopefully be able to bring it to him next week. And just an update for you guys. He's still in ICU. He had another surgery today, but his positive spirit is really shining through. And thank you all so much again for your support, your prayers, your positivity, sharing the GoFundMe page. For those of you who have donated, thank you. For those of you who have just given him positive thoughts, we thank you so, so much. I was able to, he texted me yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, hi, how are you? And I was very excited. And he said, I just have a great attitude. Not me, him. He said, I have a great attitude.
And we mean this wholeheartedly. It's because of people like yourself who are praying for him and reaching out to him. Even though you don't know him, he's a human being, a great guy, 28 years old. What happened to him is tragic. But your positive vibes and your praying is what keeps this man alive. And I'm telling you, it's working.
Yeah,
it's
it really
working.
is.
It's
it really is,
working
guys. Your
big time.
prayers. Oh my God. I got to tell you, I think it's a miracle. I really do. I really do. I think it's really the people that have come together to just, say really wonderful things. And again, the sharing and just letting him virtually know how he's loved. I can't thank you guys enough. Really, I can't. I just can't. And it's true. Nancy says the power of prayer is amazing. And Kathy, this is a miracle. I'm telling you, this is a miracle. So thank you again, guys. What a great community we have here. And, we just have to say thank you again. And we appreciate each and every one of you. And know that you are amazing and you make a difference. You make a difference.
And
so thank you.
You're keeping the morale of this young man alive and kicking because he's been through hell and he's got a long road ahead of him.
Yeah, very long.
But you know what? Through the prayers and thoughts of each and every one of you is going to keep this guy. He's determined to make his life good.
Yes.
And he will make his life good.
That's the word, determined.
Right.
Determined.
He calls me Uncle Al now.
That's crazy.
I know.
I'm not going to call you Uncle Al.
You're not?
I'm not doing that.
No, whatever.
No.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
But thanks to everybody.
Thank you. All right. So here is our classic rock news. As the summer winds down and everyone is thinking about pumpkins and apples, and it's true. Everyone is thinking pumpkins and apples right now. Everybody's running to TJ Maxx to buy every single fall candle that they can. I have not been in my pool for like 3 weeks because the weather has been absolutely horrendous here. But fall is definitely in the air, having to wear a jacket every now and again. But Joe Walsh, he is definitely thinking about the fall. He's thinking about also his yearly fundraiser for the vets, and that is VetsAid. And my gosh, what a job he does with that. Joe founded VetsAid in 2017 in order to raise funds for returning soldiers. Joe's father was killed while on duty in Okinawa when Joe was only 20 months old. So this charity is definitely close to Joe's heart. The first VetsAid show happened at the Eagle Bank Arena in Fairfax, Virginia, and special guests included, besides Joe, of course, the Zach Brown Band, Gary Clark Jr., and Keith Urban. Joe does not fool around as he gets the best of the best for these shows. There is no question. Now, I was totally honored to be at the 2017 VetsAid show at Mohegan Sun, where I was starstruck at that show. I was so amazed to be there and just to be in the presence of Joe Walsh. We're talking Joe Walsh, veteran Eagle guitarist, maestro, like genius, we have to say. And when he played on that stage, I got to tell you, I was somewhere else. I was so fascinated by his presence. And I know that sounds weird, but not really, because I've always loved Joe. And just to finally be able to see him in person, it was just crazy for me. And I got to meet Tony Orlando and his family. What a nice guy. Of course, we've talked about this before. He kissed Al. He really wanted nothing to do with me. He was all about Al, and it's fine. His family liked me, though, which that was good. And then I got to meet Eddie Money for the first time. And I had interviewed him previously, and his whole family was there too. And I'm like, this is crazy. Eddie Money. Like, growing up listening to him, and of course I grew up listening to Joe and to Tony Orlando. I mean, my gosh, if my mother played Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Tree one more time, I don't know. Every word to that song. But Eddie, we will always keep him in our hearts and our minds and our souls. And he did a lot for the vets as well. Tons and tons and tons of things. And again, that night was so cool. I will never forget it for as long as I live. And that was thanks to Joe Walsh putting this together. So the arena was packed that night. And the very, very special thing that happened before the show began, they had a marching band come through and they had all the vets stand and they paid honor to them. It was pretty amazing. So I'll say this again. If you haven't been to a VetsAid show and one is near you or you can get to it some way, it's a great show to go to. If that's one show you could pick, like I have to pick a show, go to a VetsAid show. Really awesome. And again, a lot of the proceeds, I don't know how much of it goes to the vets. Maybe all of it does. But Joe has raised a lot of money for the vets. Now, this event that I went to was called the Vets Rock event. It was not VetsAid, it was Vets Rock. It was a charity event. And Joe had just finished up a 5-show run with the Eagles after the show that I had seen. Before the show I had seen. I can honestly tell you that if you have the opportunity again to attend one of these shows, just do it, because not only will you have a great time, you will be supporting the people who are allowing us to have the life that we do. Love our vets. VetsAid concerts do sell out, and 2023's at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater in San Diego this year is going to have craziness. Jeff Lynne's ELO. Come on. Like, does Jeff even do anything live? Right? But Joe got him. He's going to be there with special guest Stephen Stills, The War on Drugs, and The Flaming Lips. Now, I'm sorry, I don't know who those two bands are, but Jeff Lynne and Stephen Stills. That's pretty awesome. And Lucius. I don't know them either. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But again, great show. It's just got an awesome vibe to it. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster, and this will be their first outdoor show of this kind. If you want to support the vets, you can also visit vetsaid.org. That's vetsaid.org. And talking about giving back, Metallica is a band that continuously, I mean, these guys always, always, always are giving back. No question. And today is no different. In 2020, they donated $250,000 to the wildfire relief efforts in California, as well as other parts of the country. And much of that money was spread across 5 different organizations. It's so amazing. Also in 2020, Metallica donated $750,000 to wildfire relief in Australia. They have given $500,000 to support the Ukrainian refugees. And just this week, the band gave $35,000 to the Tarrant Area Food Bank in Fort Worth, Texas, after they played 2 shows in Arlington. And this week, they also gave a $200,000 grant to help with the Maui relief efforts. I mean, these guys are always, they're using their music to help others. And that's what is important. I mean, many of our favorite artists, they do give back. But I got to say, let's be honest. I mean, Sammy Hagar gives a lot. He does a lot. Metallica, though, they're always in the news for doing something. They're always giving money. Always, always, always. Now, All Within My Hands is Metallica's nonprofit agency, which came to be in 2017. And if there is one band from our generation today who is constantly giving back, it is definitely Metallica. And I would have to say the other biggie, besides Sammy, is John Bon Jovi, who runs the JBJ Soul Kitchen at 2 locations in New Jersey. And they are run by donation only. And if you can't donate, but need food, you can volunteer to help pay for the cost of your meal, which is totally amazing. But it's also run like a regular restaurant, I understand from what I've read. You can go and have a meal there, and supposedly it's like gourmet. So it's pretty neat. Metallica and John Bon Jovi are just a couple of great bands, and Sammy Hagar, and people who are doing something great with the talent they were given. I wish we could see more bands doing that. Just saying. I just wish that we could have more of these stories in the news. I really do. It is about giving back. And maybe some artists might be like going, you know what? I just don't tell anybody. And that's cool too. But it is nice to know that the people that we follow and we love and we support are also giving back to the people that support them. That's all. That's all I'm going to say about that anyway. Now, not too long ago, I told you about Calvin Decker. Now, this was a crazy story. An avid Taylor Swift fan who got a job as a security guard just so he could be with the rest of the Swifties while she was on her Eras tour. Calvin went viral after one of the fans in attendance posted a video of him singing to Taylor's song, Cruel Summer. Didn't Bananarama do that? Like, is Taylor Swift's song, Cruel Summer, a cover of Bananarama's song, Cruel Summer? I don't know. Same title, though. Ooh, could be some shakeups going on. I have no idea. Calvin I'm going to go look it up, though. Like, after this, I'm going to look it up because now I'm curious. Calvin was instructed by someone, probably his employer, that he was not allowed to have his phone out while he was working / enjoying the show. But how could he not take advantage of Taylor Swift being right behind him? So Calvin devised a plan. He's like, you're going to tell me I can't have my phone while Miss Taylor is literally right behind me? I'm going to figure something out. Calvin Decker, very, very smart. I thought this was a good plan, to be honest. It bit him in the butt, but I thought it was a good plan. Now, on night 1 of him working the Taylor Swift show, he scoped out the whole situation and saw that Taylor occasionally would perform behind him. Ooh, like chills, like, hello, that's pretty cool. Especially when you really love somebody. That would be like me standing in front of John Waite or Bret Michaels. And I know they're behind me. And I'm like, oh my, like, can you feel like the excitement and the energy? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I get it, Calvin. I understand it. So on night 2, Calvin came prepared and handed out his phone number to nearby fans on little pieces of paper just in case Taylor came near him again. He instructed his friends slash fans to take a picture of him, then to text it to him at the number he gave them on the little tiny piece of paper. Now, I think it's smart, but it didn't end up being smart for Calvin. Calvin got in wicked big trouble. Best Crowd Management, the company that hired Calvin, turned right around and fired him because there is a rule in the handbook. But who reads the handbook? I don't read the handbook. I say that I read the handbook, but I don't read the handbook. And the rule says that you are even like close to where the person is and you get caught taking pictures or having any type of fun, allegedly, you can't take pictures of the performers. You can't do it. There's none of that. But I'm guessing Calvin really didn't read the handbook, and I don't blame you, Calvin. I think it's okay. Here's the thing. If that's really true, there should have been a sit down with all of the security people before they took their positions. They should have told the security people the lowdown, the DL, what to do and what not to do. I don't think Calvin knew. Or maybe he just didn't listen. Maybe he closed his ears off, which is understandable. Now, Calvin said that the woman from HR who called him couldn't really tell him exactly what he did wrong. And as Calvin put it, the pictures that he got were not from his phone, which was true. He was behind the barricade. And even though he was having a great time, he was still doing his job. He was on the lookout for anybody being crazy or trying to tackle Taylor. Calvin was on high alert. Calvin did go viral when he was singing the song on his own TikTok account. Then the pictures happened, and then bam, he was fired. Poor Calvin. He offered to delete the TikTok video that went viral, but the company never got back to him regarding that. Now, Calvin holds no bad feelings towards his former employer, and he did go viral and did get to see Taylor Swift right up front for free. So really, what is better than that? And Calvin has a story to tell all of his grandkids and kids in the future. Maybe he has kids. I don't know. Calvin, do you have kids? I don't know, but I think it's great and it's a great story. I do. A Rhode Island celebrity gets blocked by Tesla Motors guy, Elon Musk. Elon's a big deal. Elon is a very, very big deal. James Woods, the actor who was born in Utah but grew up in Warwick, Rhode Island, yes, he did, is the target of Elon's Twitter block. But in case you haven't heard the news, Twitter is not Twitter anymore. It's X. I didn't know that. I'm just fine. I literally, when I did the story, I'm writing the story, I found out Twitter is not even Twitter. Who knew? I did not. Did you guys know? Because I didn't know. So James Woods is blocked from X because Woods threatened to leave X since Elon announced that the block feature may be removed. So if someone is harassing you on X, it hasn't happened yet, I don't think, but you wouldn't be able to block them. So you could continually be harassed. That's wrong. I don't like that either. And I don't think that should be a thing. I think you should have the right to block someone if they're harassing you. Do you guys agree or not agree? I don't know. Like, maybe I'm the only one that thinks that, but I mean, it just happened to me today. It's like, I don't know you. Why are you harassing me and telling me you're going to fight me? Like, what is that? I don't even understand. So I'm going to block you. You beat up over an item, like for a few bucks? Get out of here. So James complained on X about how wrong it would be to remove the blocking feature because, of course, with his outward expressions of beliefs, he gets trolled a lot, like many other celebrities. So Elon told him off and then he blocked him. You know what? I don't like what you have to say. Boop. James Woods put up a post a few days after people found out that you may not have the ability to block people in the future. Now, I don't agree with that either because, like I said, sometimes you have to enlist the block button. It's just a part of this social media ridiculousness. You don't want to do it. You don't want to block somebody. But dang it, if someone you don't know is going to harass you, you need to have the ability to get them out of your life. It's just the way it is. And this is what James ended up saying. Thank you. If Elon must remove the ability to block concerted harassment by trolls or organized political entities, how will X be any different from Jack Dorsey's horrid Twitter? End quote. I didn't realize regular Twitter was horrid. I didn't know that. Jack Dorsey co-founded Twitter, and now he's co-founder of Blue Sky, which is similar to Twitter, and it's a full word. Blue Sky is a full word. It's not just a single letter. Why would you change that name? Like, I don't know. Because now you have to rebrand everything. I would have just left it Twitter. Just saying. James ended his post with, Musk, whom I once championed, is only doing this to protect his advertisers anyway. Users of X, end quote. Elon came back and said, then delete your account. So it was like an X war / Twitter war. So all the kids are standing in the schoolyard saying, no, he didn't. Well, yeah, he did. Then boop, you're out, James. You're out of here. You're out of the schoolyard. I just whammed the kickball at your head and you're not allowed to play here anymore. Well, you can play, but I blocked you. Now, last week, Elon announced that the company's advertising revenue was sliced in half. And now Blue Sky, run by the guy who used to run Twitter, I can say that because it was called Twitter, is heading up that platform. And it's easy to say that Jack knows a little bit about social media. And allegedly, Blue Sky is giving X a run for their money. Of course it is. Hello. There are lots of people on Twitter who say lots of things worse than what James said, but he did call Elon a greedy capitalist. So maybe that hurt Elon's feelings, and maybe Elon was having a bad day. It happens. You just never know. James was a huge Musk supporter when he took over the platform. So this is all just turned nasty for no reason, really, when you think about it. Because James was just saying how he felt publicly. And I'm sure there are others who did the same. Now, I said it the other day, sometimes it's not worth saying anything at all. Sometimes it's just not. Sometimes you have to say something. Sometimes you just need to zip it. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Because you know what? See something, say something, my eye. Because when you see something, say something, sometimes it bites you in the butt. It just does. I don't care what anybody says. It's called revenge. It happens. Now, after James saw that Elon blocked him, he responded by saying, your prerogative, sir, which is exactly my point. Have a nice day. We'll see what happens next. Will James Woods get unblocked by Elon? Will Elon Musk take away the user's ability to block others? Stay tuned as the X saga continues. And it is a saga. Hi, Cindy. How are you? You cannot like or say anything. I'm going to watch what I say, but it's true. You have to really, I do applaud the people that come out and publicly say how they feel. I do. I really do. I'm like in the back going, but it's tough. Yeah. There's lots of fake celebrities, still trying to marry everybody. And Scott says, I smell a lawsuit for Calvin. You have to wonder. And yes, Kathy, so Metallica did donate to Arlington where you live and donate to the food bank in the county where you live. Again, I know everything's not rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. I get it. But these are great stories. I love these stories about giving back. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to talk to you guys about a little something. And I'm going to interview this person. A local person lives near me. They have a sustainable farm. You guys know what that is. and they're doing little pop-ups every weekend and selling all right, they're selling duck eggs, chicken eggs, and quail eggs. So I did buy the quail eggs today. Now she's like, "You know what? You just give what you can." Who does that, first of all? Very nice person. I thought that was really cool. So I bought the quail eggs. They're literally this big. Have any of you cooked with quail eggs? Because I don't she said they're delicious, but I don't even know how you taste anything because they're so tiny. They're literally the eggs are this big, but I'm curious, so I'm probably gonna make some today, and I thought that was super cool. So, also what she was doing, and this is another thing, I can't say enough great things about people who give back to the community. She filled up 50 brand new backpacks with lunch boxes, school supplies out of her own pocket. Her mother was there to help. And I saw cars just driving by. She goes, "No questions asked. I did these for 50 people, well, or 50 children in the community, and they're just going to come by and take one, two, three, however many backpacks they requested. No questions asked. They take these for their kids." How nice is that? And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying, like, just trying to do what you can. This is she goes, "My husband and I work 2 full-time jobs, and, you know, we know that there are people out there who need help, and also on their sustainable farm, they if somebody tells them they need food, they will deliver it to them for free." I mean, and these are the stories you're not hearing about. These are a lot of the stories that are not making headlines. What makes headlines is negativity, which is so stupid, and I have to say, yeah, sometimes we do talk about negative things that are happening in the music community here. Haven't done that in a long time though. Let's face facts. It hasn't happened. There's not much going on, which is fine. But even like that's why the good stuff, I like talking about the good stuff. It's just it feels good. But to have a local person in the community just doing this, well, why isn't anybody highlighting that? It's really nice. It's just nice. It's nice to see other people, busting their butts, giving back, doing something for, kids and they also do a lot for the animal shelter too. But again, I didn't know that. They live right near me. So it was really cool. And I was glad I was able to get a couple of things to, support the cause. Now, there is a documentary that I did recently watch on Netflix. Last week, I was trying to figure out what was the last thing I watched on Netflix because it's been a while. And it was not the Anna Nicole documentary. It wasn't. It was the Wham documentary. That's the last thing I've seen. And that's why I am going to cancel my Netflix because, again, if I have to think about how long it's been since I've seen something on that platform, I don't need to spend $22 a month on it anymore. I really don't. I really don't. And there's nothing on anyway. Honestly, it's time to clean up your apps and things you're paying for as we go into winter when things are going to get more expensive. So that was really well done. I totally enjoyed it. And they could have turned the Wham documentary into something negative. They could have. They could have gone in another direction or like it done an unauthorized type of thing. And I don't think I would have watched it because we know at the end, George Michael, whatever. But this was all based on the positivity of Wham as a whole. It was really well done. So if you haven't seen that, definitely give it a watch. Really, really good. Now, it was pretty cool. The Wham documentary was really, really good. And there was a recent article on Yahoo by Lindsay Parker. She does a lot of music stuff about the documentary. And the focus of the article, among other things, was how Wham was the first group ever, the first Western pop group to perform in communist China. I did not know that. When I read that and I watched it, I'm like, that is crazy. So again, our 80s groups and even well, of course, I mean every musical group has broken boundaries in one way or another. But the, era that we've most of us have lived in 70s, 80s, I'm like really an 80s girl, but of course I love the 70s, 90s, da da da. But 80s is my core. It's just really cool to find out some of these historical things that our favorite bands have done. Now, the guys performing there was part of George's vision to be the number one pop act in the world. In the world. But the only way to accomplish that was to perform everywhere around the globe, even if that meant to go into uncharted territory. And that's what he wanted to do. And they got it done. Simon Napier Bell was the band's manager at the time, and he was not in agreement with George's plan because Simon's focus was on the guys taking over America first, since America is the majority holder of the world's music market. I mean, there's no question. I think the United States holds like 60% ownership in the world's music market. And forgive me if I'm incorrect on that number. Jazz Summers, who was Simon's partner, came up with the idea for George and Andrew to play China because that would be huge news and people would look at that and say, hey, these guys have to be number one. No one's ever done this before. Now, it took 18 months to Zhao Ziang, the China premier, to agree. And when he finally did agree to let the guys perform there, Simon had to let them figure out how to make this all happen. He had to devise a plan. Like, this wasn't just, it's like, okay, you got the yes for the ask, but okay, how are we going to pull this off? This is insane. Simon did all of the back end work that was needed to make this historic musical event happen. And even though it was not easy, he stayed persistent, but at times he did want to give up. I mean, I can't imagine what this guy went through and ultimately chose not to. And of course, that was the right choice. Now, when Wham did play China, they were unknown to people and to the youth, and the press was confused as to why the Chinese government didn't pick a band more political. Of course. Why didn't you pick a band more controversial, guys? Come on. Because Wham was not into that narrative, and it's a good idea to keep the political views on the side because it really does and can and will divide an audience. It happens all the time. Now, even though no one in China knew of Wham, Simon told the press that they were huge and there is an illusion that is created. And Simon definitely created that illusion. Today, so many things on social media are based on non reality. So even in the 80s, people were doing the same thing and could really get away with it because we didn't have the media like we do today. So you could say things that like were a little falsified. And people probably wouldn't find out until way later on. Look at Milli Vanilli. Like, that happens for a long time. And then poof, that was crazy. Still love Milli Vanilli. Another smart thing that Simon did was give every ticket purchaser a Wham cassette. You believe that? I wonder how many people still hold those cassettes. So when they came to the show, they would be familiar with all the songs. Think about that for a second. So the manager, Simon, every ticket purchaser at that China show got a cassette beforehand so they could familiarize themselves with the music. So when they got there, they'd be like, oh, I really like that song, or oh, I really like that song. That is genius. I mean, the cost of doing that today, well, it probably wouldn't be bad because it would be a download. It wouldn't even be, but that's smart. That's smart. That's what new artists should be doing right now. They should be giving free downloads of their music just to get people to listen to it instead of snippets. You really like me as an artist, I'm a new artist, then you want to support me, I'll send you the link to my download of my brand new song. I mean, hey, they could do it in the 80s. Now, remember, this was a different China, so the audience wasn't allowed to dance or clap or even sing out loud. Come on. Can you imagine? It still happens today, though. Like, I go to shows, like, I can't even stand up. I'm not allowed to stand. What is that? Think about that. Think about that. It's crazy. And George Michael said that that was the hardest performance he had given in his life because he's performing to a sea of people who are just sitting there staring at him. I'm sure that was the hardest performance of his life. Now, who knows that when Wham made music history in that way again, like how that would happen? Music's always making some kind of stride in some kind of way. And music, guys, will have that power forever and ever. Music is always going to be an ever changing, ever moving thing that we just can't control. I always say it, always say it. One day I might be in the mood for Ambrosia. One day I might be in the mood for Journey. One day I might be in the mood for Eddie Money. And I got to tell you, no matter what kind of a day it is, and I'm in the mood for that music at that point in time, it makes me friggin' happy. It is what it is. It either calms me down or hypes me up or just makes my day so much better. Never, ever, ever when I listen to music, I say that it ruins my day. Ever. Music always makes my day fantastic. Always. And the fact that we can listen to whatever we want, whenever we want, go to whatever show we want, we are so blessed and we are so lucky to have that ability to do that. I have an article and I've literally had it with me for so long and I still have to read it, how music just changes you. It's so meaningful in our lives. It's incredible what music can do. And the fact that Wham and George Michael had this vision of what they wanted to be and how they wanted the world to perceive them is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And really, when you think back, you did look at Wham going, oh, these are just a bunch of, two squeaky clean guys having a great time and just allowing us to have fun with their music. And then, of course, George went out on his own and he was Mr. Sexy Pants. Like, you can't take that away from him. He was great. He was great on his own. He was great with Wham. Andrew Ridgeley loved Wham. I still love Wham. Last Christmas, I will listen to that through the summer. That's always a great song to listen to. But George Michael on his own helped me. And he knew it. He just said, he was kind of, I think he had the same perception as Madonna did. And oh my gosh, so funny. Here I go to TikTok again. Sorry, but I love it. Old Madonna videos there was one from 1982 that popped up on my TikTok yesterday. I'm like, dude, she knew what she wanted. She saw what she wanted. She envisioned everything that was going to happen. I guarantee she knew. She made it happen. I mean, gosh only knows what she had to do behind the scenes to make that happen. I can't imagine the work that was involved in I remember when I talked to Eddie Money and how he had records in the trunk of his car, would drive around to radio stations, sludging up the stairs and bringing his record to the DJs so they could play it. I mean, this is what these artists had to do. So I love Wham. I think it's great. I did not know when I saw the documentary, when I read this article and, putting everything together. And I don't know, did you know that Wham made history by playing communist China? And did you know that people were not allowed to dance or clap or sing and they had to just sit there? It's just crazy. I didn't know that. So Kathy says she was in the mood for Pebbles and Steppenwolf yesterday. Well, that's a great combo, really. And Tanya says, oh, I want to see that too. I save up a list and sign up for 1 month and cancel. I like it. I kind of think that's good. Kathy says, I bought quail eggs at the Asian supermarket. So did you eat them? Were they tiny? And Foreigner had a middle school choir at the Dallas show. That's really cool. I think they do that, though. Don't they do that? And Foreigner has been on tour with Loverboy. I've never gotten to see Loverboy. Maybe next year. Who knows?
Maybe.
I love them. And, oh, that's right. Scott saw Bruce Springsteen Thursday night, 3 hours and 26 songs. Luzia, hola, hi.
Yeah, but Scott got there like 5 hours early. He's taking taking pictures of the stadium, like nobody in the stadium and everything else.
All right, Scott. So tell us,
Did it rain?
How was Bruce?
Did it rain?
No, how was Bruce?
How much did you pay for the
Because he
tickets?
just canceled a show recently. I think 2 shows he had to cancel because he wasn't feeling well. So was he on point? I would think he would have to be doing 26 songs. You got to be on point for
Right.
that.
But wasn't it raining that night? It was Thursday night, wasn't it?
Oh, Lucia, she's so cute. And I made a chicken pot pie
Oh God.
Friday night. That was our Friday night treat. What I did was, and I'll tell you how I'm going to revamp this. So I got Pillsbury flaky biscuits, and I ripped them in 3. Like one biscuit I pulled into 3 pieces. Okay, because they're pretty thick. I put them on the bottom of a glass baking dish. Then I got a Market Basket roaster chicken. Stop. You know I love that. Shredded it up, put it on there, then got frozen Market Basket peas, carrots, and corn, put it on top of that, and then did jarred Heinz gravy, and then I did the biscuits again on the top. Really good. However, next time, no biscuits on the bottom because the flaky biscuits, they need to be on top. They can't be on the bottom because they don't cook through. So I'm going to make another one because I have leftover chicken today. And
I thought what you cooked was beautiful.
I know Al's going to be very upset that I'm making another chicken pot pie, but
oh, it's terrible. I don't know what I can do with it.
I'm just not going to have anything on the bottom and do extra biscuits on the top. And it was so good, guys. And it's so easy.
I'm getting hungry right now.
So easy. Like you can't get any easier than that.
No.
However, I do notice that brown gravy, there's a run on jarred brown gravy. That's tough to get to. And last year that was really difficult to get, especially around Thanksgiving. Like they didn't have it.
Because people use gravy all the time at Thanksgiving.
Insane. Very, very good. Scott says it did rain, but it didn't matter. I was the furthest away from the stage that I've ever been and had the best time. That's great.
I can't believe you do these pictures of the stadium, then you look like you're in the nosebleed section.
Yeah, but you know what?
Fine.
Here's the thing, right?
It's fine.
These tickets can be so pricey. We've talked about Bruce Springsteen tickets. They're so expensive. You got to go, you got to see him, you can say you saw him, and you had a great time.
Right.
That's what matters.
But see, Scott, you don't have to pay mucho money. I mean,
and you had the best time.
But he got them as a gift from a friend. How nice is that? A friend reaches out to him and gives him tickets to see Bruce Springsteen.
That's awesome.
That's great. And a great time. You don't have to be up close all the time. It doesn't make any difference.
You know, a lot of these celebrities
save your money for Bella.
If you watch some of the videos of Taylor Swift and celebrities who go to these shows, they're not in the front row.
No.
They're like halfway back in the stadium in a box or something. They out in the open, but they're not in the front row. So it's all good, man. I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you had a great time. Bruce is iconic. You know, every time I write something about Bruce, I will get some negative comments, mostly positive, but because it's like, oh, he's a jerk or what. It's like, listen, and that's where the whole politics thing comes in. Put that aside. Just worry about the music, and there you go.
Kurt saw the Dead Daisies the other night too.
He did.
He said they were amazing, and they put on a great show. They were a great group of artists.
Great.
And it was isn't there a guitar player that used to be with
John Corabi? As a matter of fact.
No, there's another guy with the beard there. Oh my God.
Oh, the guy from not Guess Who?
Yeah,
Michael Devin.
Yes, he's with them now.
Michael Devin.
And he's a great guitar player. And we saw him with the Guess Who.
Yep.
And he did a great job. And now he's with the
You
Dead
saw
Days.
him. I was so sick.
That's right. Yeah, you were sick that night. Yeah.
I was so.
Yeah, but
I was sick for like a week after that too. It was horrible.
But he's great to play. He's with the Dead Daisies now. And Kurt had a fantastic night with the Dead Daisy. He brought his wife and his daughter down, and they're down in New Jersey. And they saw a great show.
Where'd they go?
New Jersey.
Why are you talking like that?
Because how the people in New Jersey talk, right? I don't know. Right?
I don't think that's how they talk. Ow, I'm just saying.
Oh, my God. And Rick Springfield, wasn't his birthday last week, too? I think it was his birthday.
Whose birthday?
Rick Springfield. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Is he the one who sang Jesse's Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. His birthday was last week or whatever. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And all right, Kathy, how old is Rick Springfield?
I don't know.
He's in his 70s. What is he, 74?
I don't know. Who
Something
cares?
like that.
Who cares? It is what it is.
Oh, Joyzy, Kurt said. That's why you
Jo-
said it. Because I
Oh,
didn't see that.
Joyzy. Okay, well, whatever.
So, and yep, Kathy said we sang happy birthday at the Fort Worth show. He's 74. He looks really good.
What, Kathy saying happy birthday to him?
Yeah,
Oh,
Kathy. Kathy jumped out of a box on stage and sang happy birthday to Rick Springfield. She gave him a cake and jelly and jam. And he said, "Oh, I think you should win at the Texas State Fair." What? Al?
No, I can't say anything. It's funny as hell. I could come back with all kinds of lines.
Yeah, don't.
But you know, that's great that he's 74 years old.
Rick Springfield,
I mean,
74.
can
He
you
looks
believe-
so good.
I mean,
Sammy
God.
looks good too.
Who?
Sammy Hagar.
How old is he?
He looks great.
How old is he? He's
He's
old.
got to be, I don't want to say.
Do you think he drinks all that stuff that he promotes?
Yes,
Really?
absolutely.
Oh, God. Surprised he's
I
not
know.
like in whatever.
Oh, so Kathy got people to sign a birthday card
For who? Me?
and gave him the card at the meet and greet at the liquor store. He was at a liquor store?
Kathy.
Wait a minute.
You know, Kathy, come on.
Wait a minute.
No,
Rick
wait a minute.
Springfield was not
No,
a liquor store. Was he in a liquor store?
No, he wasn't at a liquor store. He was working as a cashier there. Maybe you thought it was him.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my. Christmas, he runs through a cheap trick on Wednesday night.
Where are they, Kurt?
Oh, my God.
They're not around here, are they?
I don't know.
Interesting.
He's maybe traveling to Europe or something. Who the hell knows? Cheap Trick.
I know Kurt's probably going.
Cheap Trick does a
to
fabulous.
Iceland to
Cheap
see
Trick
them.
does a fabulous job. We've seen them in concert.
Bridgeport. Oh, wow. I didn't know.
Yeah, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
So Kathy said it was for Sammy's Beach Bar rum promo. Why wasn't
Oh.
Sammy there?
I don't know.
See what I mean? Well, see, it's Sammy, Rick, and
Yeah.
Guy Fieri. They're all just super tight.
Did you talk about what happened in Long Island last night? The show with Steve, John.
Oh no, I didn't
and
because I
Lou?
don't really know much about it. So why don't you tell everybody?
I don't know anything about it either. The 80s Rock Tour did a show last night in Long Island. The place was absolutely packed.
Yep.
Steve Ojiri, which does a great job all the time. John Payne, which he was very excited to be there, and of course the one and only iconic Lou Graham. So, from what I understand, the show is phenomenal.
Yeah.
We're sorry we couldn't make it, but
I mean, I hope they come around here.
Well, they were in Connecticut. Lou was in Connecticut like a week or so ago, but we had
Right.
a lot going on.
Yeah.
So, but it's great stuff. I'm glad to see these artists are still doing it. As they
I
get
know.
older. Really, it's amazing.
I am too.
Yeah.
Trust me, I am too. I love it. I love every second of it. And we get to see Lita in a few weeks, and I'm
Oh, that's
excited
right.
because I haven't seen her before.
Right.
And
We
then we've
talked
got-
to her a couple times. I mean, she's a crazy
She's
dude.
so cool. I
Oh, my
cannot
God.
wait to meet her. I cannot wait.
I wonder if she'll make fun of me when she meets me too.
She might.
She might.
I think she would.
because when we've done the interviews and stuff like that before we go on the air and stuff like that, she's always ripping my chops up and like she's a nutcase. I love her.
Oh, Patty Taylor. Hi, Patty. She's seeing Foreigner on Wednesday and then Lou Graham on the 12th.
Really?
So where are you seeing Lou, Patty?
Wow.
Because I know Lou's doing something with Brett and Steve Ojiri and Dee Snyder. I
Right.
think that's in Wisconsin.
It's in Wisconsin for it.
Wisconsin. I've never been there.
No.
I've never been to Wisconsin.
Yeah, but I can't believe that Lou is just going head straight.
He is.
His head. He
is out and about,
he-
girl.
So many concert dates this year. He's just remarkable.
Yeah.
And as you said a while back ago, he's sounding better than ever. I think he's learned the songs by now, but he does a phenomenal job, doesn't he?
He does. And Patty's going to see him at the Worcester, Ohio Wayne County Fair.
Wow.
And
that's
Tanya
cool.
said, fantastic bassist Tony Franklin from The Firm has been playing in Lou Graham's band. Yes, he has.
Yeah, Kiki did an interview with him. You can see it on the YouTube channel with Tony Franklin. Great human being. Really,
He's funny.
and he posts the craziest pictures. I mean, he's a nutcase too. You gotta love that guy.
You do.
Great artist.
You do. They're all great. And we, like I said a little while ago, we're just blessed to be able to have this opportunity to be able to see these bands and musicians. They're still out there. Go see them. Just go, because who knows what tomorrow is going to bring. And health-wise, world-wise, remember, there was a time we couldn't see shows for a couple of years. So go do it. I always say that. Go do it. You want to go? Get the tickets. Buy the tickets. Do it.
But you don't have to
Just
sit
do
in the
it.
front row like Scott does all the time. He said he had a great time in the
Yeah.
nosebleed section.
I think it's great.
I mean, he posted pictures. I said, "Oh, I feel bad for Scott. He didn't."
Why would you feel bad?
No, but he just
He didn't feel bad. He had a great time.
I couldn't even see the stage from his pictures,
Oh,
and I'm
come
looking at him.
on.
I says, Oh, poor Scott. He couldn't get front row tickets. But he probably had to remortgage his house 5 times just to
Oh
buy the
my
tickets to see
gosh.
Bruce in concert. Well, that's nice. But he said he had a great time. Who the hell cares?
That's right.
Oh my
That's
God.
what I say.
Ah.
So talk about living your life to the fullest. And that is what 84-year-old Kim Noor did, as she has a goal of making 1,000 skydive jumps. 1,000. She's 84. Now, she wants to do this before she leaves the planet. And remember, Kim is 84, and her first jump was in 1959. She was only 20 years old then. Her late husband died while testing parachutes, and that is enough to make someone quit. And she did quit. She quit for a very long time. She quit for 37 years, and the kids, are gone now. The grandbabies are coming one after another. So she said that this is the perfect time for her to get back into it. Her uncle jumped from planes in World War II, so she has been exposed to the sport from an early age and was on the first women's parachute team in 1962. She won gold and now wants to earn more gold and get her gold wings from the U.S. Parachute Association. She will get them after she accomplishes 1,000 jumps. She is at 600 jumps right now. It's just insane. Only 400 more to go. And she says that other women should do the same and jump. I say no. I personally will never do that because A, I'm afraid of heights, and B, no, I'm not doing that. So good for you. I think it's great. And for any of you out there listening, watching, who want to go and jump from airplanes, I think you should do it. If that is in your heart and soul, you should do it. I'm just not. This is I'm just not. Just like when my best buddy Michelle goes skiing on these really big mountains, I'm afraid. Like no, because you got to get in the chairlift to go to the top, and I am such a baby. I really am. So I am going to root for Kim from the sidelines, and I think it's awesome. And again, 84 years old. She's had 600 skydive jumps. She's aiming for 1,000. I think she's going to do it. And Patty said, not jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. So true. And Tanya says, not for me either. I'm a total wimp. Nancy says she hates heights and she's with me. And thank you, because I'm not doing that. And it sounds like some of you are not either. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day. Tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow's Monday. I know we really, trying to think positively. We always talk about that and stuff like that. Oh, Monday's just another day. Think of Monday as Saturday. No, sorry. I'm not going to be positive with that one. Monday's Monday, and Monday usually sucks. It's just, you got to catch up from all the stuff you didn't do on Friday. It's a lot. It's a lot. Mondays are a lot, but we're here. We're happy, and we're on the top side of the dirt. So we got to be thankful for that, right? And we're all healthy, and we're all here with Kiki Nation. So again, thank you guys for everything you do every single day, even when we're not together. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for who you all are. Thank you for being here, being positive, having fun, and hopefully you enjoy, what we're doing here. And if you do, remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button. YouTube likes that. And, it just helps my channel out a lot. And also Kiki.fm, if you have not downloaded the app yet, please go ahead and do so, because we play really the best music ever.
Thank you.
Especially if you like 70s, 80s, 90s, just fun stuff. Some
Fun
2000s too, right?
Yeah.
So Al, say goodbye.
Oh, we're leaving now?
Yeah.
I just got here. All right. Well, thank you very much for all your support, and thank you for tuning in to Kiki.fm. We got some good stuff coming up in the month of September, October, November, and December. And thanks for listening to New England's classic hits music station. And thanks for keeping me rocking and rolling.
And thanks for keeping you honest.
What?
Guys,
I'm not honest.
Remember to be kind,
Yeah.
Stay strong, and always remember, always, always, always turn up the music as loud as you can and keep rocking. You guys are the best.
Okay.
We love you. Al, say you love them.
Who?
Everybody.
I'm not going to tell people I love them.
Tell them. Tell them you love them.
I'm not in the mood.
I'm not making you chicken pot pie.
I love you a lot.
Guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and
More
we
than
will
you
see you
know.
soon. I promise you. And again,
You're the
thank you, thank you,
best.
thank you. Bye, guys.
Boy, I love you. Love you.
Bye.